can download Acumatica ERP software into your computer. The prerequisite before installing the Acumatica software in your computer, you need to first install the SQL Server, the SQL Server Management Studio, which we abbreviate as SSMS. Then you need to enable the Internet Information System in your computer. In most cases, it is not enabled in a lot of computers in case you have never installed these softwares in your computer. So in most cases, it is disabled. Then from there, now you can go on and install the Acumatica ERP software. So with no much ado, let us get into the activity. First thing first, we need to install the Acumatica. We need to install first the SQL Server. Then we'll go ahead and install the SQL Server Management Studio. Then we will enable the Internet Information System and then install the Acumatica ERP software and try and launch it. And now we will be having the instance in our computer. So with no much ado, let us get started. So let us get into our favorite browser. So you just get into your favorite browser. So I'm using Chrome. Then I'll just search for SQL. I just search for Microsoft SQL Server. Then I'll get into the website. So you just come here and just go downward and come to where we have the products, SQL products. Let me scroll downward. Let me scroll. They are here. So they are here at the top, download. So I just come to where we have the SQL Server. So in this case, for test and for the unpaid version or the ordinary version which we shall use this SQL Server 25 Express. But as you advance, you can learn the other powerful SQLs like this one and this one. But now we shall go with this one since it's the simplest form. So we shall just, it will work efficiently. We shall just download the SQL Server 2025 Express. Let me click above it. So the server is downloaded, is close to 4.4 megabytes. So we can get into the download and install it into our computer. So we just hit here and then click open. Or basically, you can learn it as administrator. So there are two methods. You can either double click above it or learn it as administrator, then click yes. So the installation process will start. So we shall come here, we shall just select the basic one. Then we shall accept the license. Then we shall hit next to install. So we can minimize this window as it is installing and then get into the second procedure. So the second procedure, as I have said, let me minimize this window. We said we need Microsoft SQL Management Studio, and we need the Internet Information System Manager. So in order to enable the Internet Information System Manager, so I'm doing this as we are installing SQL Server to save time. So we need, in order to enable the Internet Information System, IIS, we need to come here under the search bar and search for Windows features. Windows feature. It is here. When you search just window, it will appear here. Just click above it. So a pop-up window, there will be a pop-up window here. What you need to do, you just need to come to where we have the Internet Information Service. Just expand this box. Then you need to come to where we have the Worldwide Web Service. Just expand this box. Then you need to come to where we have Application Development Features. Enable that box. Tick everything which you have ticked in order to enable the turn on the Windows feature. Tick everything which you have ticked here. As you can see, everything which you have ticked, you should tick. Then, under that interface also, come to where we have the common HTTP. Expand it. Tick where we have the default document and the static content. You can minimize it again and come to where we have the health diagnostic. Come to where we have the HTTP logins, click enable it. I can minimize the window. Then we come to where we have the performance feature, enable the dynamic content compression and the static content compression, then minimize again. Then come to where we have security, just filter, request for filtering. You are good. And now you can tick everything which I have ticked, as you can see. Everything which I have ticked, tick it. As you can see, ensure you ticked everything how I have shown you. Do it. Then after doing that, you'll be good. Click OK. After doing that now, when you come here and search for IIS or just write II, the Internet Information Service will appear, Service Manager will appear here. And now that tells you that the Internet Information Service Manager is already enabled. And now you can continue with the setup to install the Acumatica software. So from there, we can come and check our SQL installation process. As you can notice, the installation process is done. That is how it will look like. So there are two methods which you can be able to download the SQL Server Management Studio, either by browsing it or installing it from here after installing the SQL Server. So you need just to hit install. As you can see, now you can be able to download SQL Server Management Studio 22 installer. So you just hit above. It's just a small software. Then you can come and visualize it in the download, so we can install it. So we can run it as administrator and then continue from there. So we can continue. You see a window like this, so you need to continue. So it's getting the installer ready. Okay, I already have it. I'm using version 21. I don't want to change it because my computer is somehow ruggish and misbehaving as an old computer. So let us finish installing, but I think the demonstration will be working good for you to really help you to do what you are required to do. So let me cancel. I need to show you something in the inside. So you need to install. Now we have installed there. Now what we are setting up is the SSMS, the SQL Server Management Studio. So you just bear with me for a minute. I fix something here with my internet. Okay. Let me cancel the update. And let me cancel the update and show you something. Let me show you. I want a window to appear. There's a window which I want it to appear, and then okay. Now when you, in your case, because you don't have a pre-existing SSMS, you get into a window like this, tick all of this, and then hit install while downloading. So when you install while downloading, your SSMS will be downloaded in your computer. It just contains some features which usually help to power on the Acumatica software. So you just, after ticking everything here, your boxes will be non-ticked like this. So you just tick inside these boxes and then hit install her downloading, and the SSMS Server Management Studio will be set up. So I don't want to do it right now since it will take some time. So after doing that, now we have enabled the Internet Information System Manager, and now we have been able to install the SQL Server 2025, and now we have also installed the SSMS. In case you have query, don't hesitate to ask me. We can do it in your computer step-by-step guide. So from there, now after doing that, now what we are remaining with is to authenticate or connect the SQL server and the SQL Server Management Studio. And to do this, to do the authentication, what you need to do, you need to, after installing now the SSMS, which is the, when it is installed, when you have already installed it and follow the procedure which I have shown you, you come here, and when you search for SSMS, you shall be able to see it here. So you can open it now to authenticate it with the SQL Server. So you need to open it. So let us give it time to open. I show you how we do the authentication. Okay. Let's give it some minutes and it will open. It is okay. From here now, what first you do the window authentication to be taken into the interface, where you shall be able to set up password to authenticate. So you will come here, search your server name. So in case you don't know the name of your server, you can come to the command prompt, Toshiba. You can come here and write config. I'm sorry, let me show you the command which you run in order to see the server name, the name of your server. So we come to where we have command. You just write config. Let's see if it will give us. I'm doing a mistake. Okay. Command prompt. We want the server name. Why? Which command do we run? Let me confirm something. I think I have forgotten something. Server name. So you just need to search for, let me try, and if it is host name, I don't know why I'm forgetting. Stayed for a long time. Okay, it is this one. You just need to come here and write host name. So it is here. That is how we get the server name. I think we are good. So you come to command and prompt. You write the name, host name, and it is Toshiba 14, and that is how you get that server name and input it here. Then you choose encrypt to mandatory. Then you tick the trust server. Then you click connect. So when you click connect, you'll be taken to this interface. So what you need to do, you need to set up password which you shall use to connect to authenticate the SQL Server Management Studio with the SQL Server. Just expand the security, then come to where we have the logins. So in your case, this one will be marked with red since you will not have set up any logins. So you just click above it. Not I will. Then the login is SA. I don't see the need of changing. So you can set up the password of your choice. Like in my case, I just use a short password. You shall just set up here a short password. Then you shall come here. Under status, yours will be disabled. You need to enable and grant permission. Then you click OK. When you click OK, you shall just come here and refresh to set up. Then you can disconnect and then connect. When you come here, you shall just choose the SQL Server authentication. Then you input the password. Yeah, you put the username, which was SA, and then the password, which is here. Then I'll connect. And we have now managed to authenticate SQL Server with the SQL Server Management Studio. So I'll show you where we usually use this when setting up SQL Acumatica instance. you can either authenticate the instance using the SQL server, or you can authenticate it using Widow. So from there now, we can head on to now getting the Acumatica instance. So to get the Acumatica instance is usually provided from the Acumatica community. You need to be in Acumatica community in order to download the instance. So to get the instance, we shall get back to our browser. Let me get to our browser, and I'll get to the Acumatica community. So we just come here under the Acumatica community. So what I need to do, I need to come to where we have the products. So the latest version is 2025 R2, but now we are heading to the release of 2026 R1. So this is the software here. You should just click here and download it. So it will start downloading. So it is here. These are the download links. I'm sorry. So you can either download Acumatica. You can download Acumatica ERP 2025 R2 with Acumatica tools, which they are the Device Hub and Report Designer. So in most cases, we usually use Report Designer to design reports. What I do, I will just download the Acumatica ERP 2025 software. Click above it and the download process will start. So this software is close to 9.84 megabytes. So what I will do to save time, in my case, I already had an instance which I had downloaded, which is here. Let me show you. I just need to suspend the download process. So to make the videos match. So I already have an instance which I had downloaded, but there are some weeks ago, so I need to check it. Sorry, see if I can be able to locate it, and then I can show you. But now from here, we have done like 80% of the work, which technically give people a lot of hectic to do it. But now you need to get the instance where it is. I don't think I deleted the instance. It is here. So this is the Acumatica instance, which is a 2025 R1. But no problem, we install the R1 for demonstration. So you just need to click above it, and now it will start preparing to install, and then the installation process will follow. So I know we shall not be able to go through this installation together, since this is the normal installation of the software. You just need to click the install Acumatica tool and so on and so forth. And but let us give it time. I will just demonstrate to you, and then we can continue. So let us give it time to complete computing. But that is technically the procedure which we usually follow. Those are the things which you should consider, which we have said is the SQL Server Management Studio, the SQL Server, the Internet Information Service, and then you download the instance from the Acumatica community, and then install the instance, and you'll be good to go. So from there, I wanted us to, so it is here. So though this is R53, so I don't want to install it, since I don't want to get to those nitty-gritties. So you just need to confirm the license, though I know it will not continue from here because I already have another one. Please wait for installer to finish determining the disk space. Okay. Let me stop. Harassing the computer. Let it run itself. I needed to cancel. So you just check the path, click next, then when you click here, now the installation will start. But in my case, I don't want to install since I already have it. I'll just say no, but yours will continue and install it. Okay, let me cancel so that we can continue. So yes, I'm sure I want to cancel. Okay, so Acumatica ERP was okay. So when you finish installing, when the installation process complete in your case, but mine is interrupted, you just finish. So when you finish installing Acumatica, what you shall do basically, you just come here in the search box and search for Acumatica ERP configuration. Just click above it, run as administrator so that you can be able to launch it. Then you say yes. So let us give a time to launch so that I can demonstrate to you how you create an instance and then launch, and we call it a day as long as today is concerned. But as I have said, in case you get some information gap in this video, feel free to contact me, or put my contact. My contact is actually usually in the description. You can get it there and communicate to me. So it is taking time to launch, but I shall just do some refreshing to allow it to launch. That's why I told you I didn't want to uninstall the instance as per now, because I noticed my computer does not have space and it will misbehave if I decide to uninstall the instance and then demonstrate the video and installing it from scratch, to give me a lot of problem. So when now you run your Acumatica, when now you finish installing and run it as administrator, or click above it. So I said when you want to get it, you just search Acumatica, it will appear here. You just need to come to where we have, in your case, you not be having any instance. Thus we must agree. So what you need to do first thing is to deploy a new instance. The reason why we were authenticating SQL authentication, because you can authenticate the database either using the SQL Server authentication or using the Windows authentication. But in this case, we can first start with the Windows authentication, then we come back and do with the SQL authentication. I think it will be fair. So we can click next to do the Windows authentication. Then you need to, in your case, you'll not be having these databases, so you'll be creating a new database. So I'll just hit next. So already there is a pre-existing, I'm sorry. So I need to put a new database, so I can put it as Acumatica database 2000. Then I'll click next. So when you come to here where we have installed tenants, the ID of the tenant which will be installing is usually 2, and it is true because of a reason. There is already the parent tenant which is created by Acumatica. That's why your tenant is now appearing as the second company. So when installing the Acumatica for the first time, in order to make it helpful, you need to insert data. So the data which you can install the sales demo data. Then from there, you can either name your company. In case you want to give it a name, I can call it trial. Then I'll hit next. So in our case, we have used Windows authentication as per now. I just hit next. So we have the path which the instance will be in. So this is the path, which is the program for Acumatica ERP, Acumatica DB200. Just click next. Then from there, you can choose the available web. So here you can come and tick all these as they have ticked. You can either choose to use this default pool, but I would advise you for the first time before you start the software, just use the default website, then click next. From there now, you can finish and install a new instance. When the instance is installed, mine will not click finish, because now I want to take you back again and do the same thing to deploy a new instance, ERP instance, using the SQL Server authentication. So in order to do that, basically what you're supposed to do, just come to where we have SQL. Then the logins we said is SA. The password is 123. Then I'll just hit next. The process the procedure is just the same. So we can come here and create a new database. The new database is Acumatica DB 2000. Then you need to click next. Then we said we can use the sales dataset for this case when launching a new instance for just practice. Then from there, we can hit next. I said where the install tenant ID is number 2 is because there is already a pre-existing number 1 tenant, which is the tenant which is already pre-existing in the Acumatica software. So you need to hit next. Then you can remember we are authenticating using the SQL Server authentication. So you just come to where we have SQL Server authentication. Then we need to use now our credentials, they are existing logins. So it is login, our login is SA123. Then click next. So the same procedures for us. I said we can use the available website as the default website. Then we can use the application pool as the default one. And then we can click next. Then you can click finish and launch a new instance. So we shall get back in your case when the instance is installed. So the instance may take a bit longer depending on the space in your computer and the speed of your computer. So when the instance is now installed, what you can do now, you can come to where we have perform maintenance. When you have perform maintenance, you can come here, select an instance and choose to launch. I don't know if it will launch for now because I have tampered with this instance for a very long time when trying to come up with these sessions. But we shall see how it operates. But hopefully, I think I have covered everything which you need to know when it comes to installing new Acumatica ERP software in your computer, the nitty-gritties which you need to have. I think we have done technically like 80%. Maybe it cannot be perfect as you expected because I didn't want to, as I said, I didn't want to uninstall the one which I'm having in my computer because of some problems with my computer being a node computer, and then the space is wanting and I don't know what to remove and what to keep. So I just decided to make the video as it is. So, but in case you have any query or you want us to install the instance in your computer, don't hesitate to contact me. We can do an online session and install this software in your computer through step-by-step guide, and you should be able to have it. So basically, let us see the progress. Let it launch, since I want to demonstrate to use something when it launch, because when you are through with it, when you create an instance, as I showed you, it will appear here at the perform application maintenance. You just launch it. But to add into that, I would like to tell you that you can also create a new instance using the perform maintenance section. You can come here where we have the perform application maintenance, then come here where we have create, and then you can either choose to create an instance either using the Microsoft SQL Server or just using the SQL Server authentication. We can use the Microsoft SQL Server and then hit next. Then you can come here. You can either choose to use the pre-existing database, maybe like this, and then you can see the Acumatica database version has been selected. So you can click next. You can notice I told you that there is usually a parent tenant, which is usually takes the value 1. So when we are starting with the install tenant, in most cases we usually start with value 2. Then you can click next, and then next again, then next again. The process follows the same, and then when you are through, you can finish and install. The same method applies when you are using the SQL authentication method. You can also come here, back again, and then come to where we have perform application maintenance. In case you don't want to have a certain instance, you can click above that instance and hit delete. And that is how we usually delete instance in the database. You can also maintain tenants using the perform and the perform application maintenance section. So it is so powerful. So you can perform database maintenance, but there are a lot of things which you can do from here. You can upgrade to the latest version by using this section. You can also change the database. I didn't want to create an instance for now, but I wanted us to first to be able to run this one and see how it operates, but it's technically somehow laggish. So I can get back again and try and launch this one and see if it will behave. And see if it will behave. Let us see when we try. That one is problematic. So we can launch the first one and see if it will launch. Let's launch the first one here. Launch. It's taking some longer. Let us give it some 2 minutes and then see if it will behave. So this is where we get the updates from here. So let us see. Let me try and cross some unused sites, and I've closed the one which we are launching with. Okay, launch again. Okay, now we can be able to launch. So the first time which you launch, you just launch like an admin. And in my case, it will not launch as an admin because I had already logged in. So that's why it is telling me invalid credential. So when you sign up the first time, you just sign up as admin and password as setup. So your password will be setup, the normal setup. But in my case, because when now you log in as admin, and then when you install a dataset, because mine has already a dataset installed, that's why I can be able to sign in with the names of the people in that dataset, like you can be able to log in like Gibbs and sign in. Let's see. Let me try and log in like Johnson. Let me try and log in like Johnson and see. Valid credentials. So let me I think I have not used this instance.